best sporty cars under $15,000. There's a Camry on this list, and you're looking at it right now. The Camry is the most boring car on this list. I assure you, hold your pitchforks in the comments, the rest of the cars will be up to the spec of what you would call a sporty car. This is the 2017 Toyota Camry XSE, the Extra Sport Edition. It's got some wonderful diamond cut wheels. It's just a great car overall. Very sporty. There's not a whole lot different from this car and the regular average model. Mostly just styling. But it does have a sportier suspension and sportier driving feel with a sport mode and all of that, right? So it is a sporty car, right? I drove one of these personally a few days ago, and I loved it. My friend just recently bought one. And yeah, his old Lexus died, and he needed something good, so he wanted, walk down to a used Toyota dealership and picked up one of these, and it was great. It was very sporty, depending on how you drive it. Very good car. If you can find one of these, it's a Camry. I don't even have to tell you that it's going to last forever. Like I said, XSE, automatic transmission, 154,000 miles. These cars will last forever. $13,000. Automatic transmission. Everything is standard and what you would expect. It's from Las Vegas, Nevada, so if you're in Las Vegas, Nevada, and you need a Camry, this might just be the one for you. Very sporty looking, and again, this is more for like driveway sportiness. I'm not talking like drag racing or anything. I just mean, you know what I mean. We have sort of a sporty car that you kind of drive to work, right? The next car on this is, remember, we're going to get more and more sporty as things go on, is the 2018 Subaru Legacy Sport. Now, of course, you can see some chrome on the sides, diamond cut wheels. All these have diamond cut wheels for the most part. Very nice vehicle. Again, the interior is so nice. It's just to die for, right? Heated seats, 3-stage, single zone climate control, but hey, what are you going to do? And then, of course, you've got a driver information display up there, just letting you know the standard everyday things of what you might be looking for. The entire car is very, very nice and very well put together for what it is, right? And this also has an incredibly sporty driving experience. The red looks super classy, and it has all those Subaru features that you would want, right? Subaru safety, intelligence, sonar, Starlink, everything that you would want from a Subaru, it has. It also has a very nice and decent, updated, modern system, so you won't need to replace the head unit or anything like that, or anything crazy like that, right? The next car on this list is the Mazda 3. I didn't even go over price with you. Wow, I am really tired. Okay, it is $13,499,000. Not bad. 100,000 miles, just broke over. 790, miles left. Not bad. I mean, 790 miles driven after that initial 100,000. Good car. If you can find one of these, it'd be great, I'm sure, as a daily driver. And yeah, it also has fog lights, which are, fog lights I think are underestimated. My 2008 is a base model, my Prius, and it doesn't have fog lights. And I've always liked my Prius 4 from 2012 because it does have fog lights, and they do assist a lot, even in fog or rain sometimes, because remember, I live in Florida. It's just absolutely insane, right? Even with those types of things, I'll just leave my headlights off and turn the fog lights on. I have a little thing that can do that. And it's just easier, it makes seeing, I don't want to turn my full headlights on. I don't need to see anything but the road, right? Just mainly for signs and seeing stuff and markings on the road. Fog lights are just really good and easy for that because they just point at the floor, right? That's the purpose. And I don't want to, piss off other drivers with my annoyingly bright LED taillights. I don't know what Toyota was thinking with the 4 model. I don't want my LED headlights from stock. I don't like LED headlights. Halogens, bring them back. Anyway, this is a Mazda 3 from 2019. Yes, this is a $15,000 car. Mazda went through a stylistic change in 2014 that made most of their lineup this new, flowy look that we've seen today, and it is just gorgeous. Because they've stayed with this look for so long, it's iconic. It doesn't look old, even though this is only a 2019 model, right? The interior. Now, Mazdas, they look really good. They look great. They look better than almost any other brand I can talk about on this channel. But the big issue is the space, right? No matter what you can do, for the most part, if you're a car company, you can do whatever you want. You can make the interior out of gold bars, and yet the legroom, the overall dimensions of the car will still be an issue. Now, Mazda has tried to get around this by putting more premium materials, more design in. Remember, the money that they're saving by shortening the car, shortening the wheelbase, giving you less legroom, they're putting in all this crap. So it evens out, but I really think you're going to need some extra space. But overall, really sporty to drive. The steering wheel is great. You have a partially digital gauge cluster, which is very nice. And then, of course, you have this screen. Now, this screen is in almost every single Mazda model, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it with a burning passion. You can't see it, there's no shield around it, and it doesn't look stylish. Because we all know, like, especially if you watch my tech channel, not car companies, but tech companies try to be, slick and fancy, where they have, like, a piece of black glass on the front, and then there's a bezel. This thing, I mean, the bezel is, like that. This is all bezel. This annoying, weird, cookie-cutter shape, it's all bezel, right? And a thing I like about both of my Priuses, especially in the 2008, that screen is in there. Like, if I want to take that out, it's like a CRT. I would have to get, like, a screwdriver, undo some screws, right? Carefully hoist it out of there, right? And it feels solid, and, like, if I, leaned all the way back and kicked it, it'd be fine. This thing, I'm pretty sure I could just snap off with my hand. It's all plastic. The dashboard and materials are really, really nice, but overall the build quality, they've been very good with build quality, but build quality doesn't matter if what you're building is garbage, right? Like, let's say my build quality is fantastic. I'm one of the best craftsmen in car manufacturers ever, but I'm not building a Toyota Century. I am building a school bus, right? It's nice, but overall, why are you doing this to this? You know what I mean? Like a cheaper budget car. So 2019 Mazda 3 Select 4-door front-wheel drive automatic. Not bad at all. This only has 67,000 miles. I would get right on that. 26 city, 35 highway. Not bad, actually. And one thing that you'll notice here is that, with these smaller, lesser displacement engines, if you see that the highway mileage goes down, it's usually, you have a crappy engine, right? Usually with most appropriately sized engine, like this inline 4 2.5 liter, the number should go up. I've seen, like, what was it, a Yaris or something, where, like, the highway, especially on those, what they're called, Mirages, you want a big gap between your city and your highway number, because it speaks miles about your engine, right? If your engine is appropriately sized for your vehicle, and that it can pull it in case of an emergency and crap like that, it should have about a 10 or even 5, difference between city and highway. Now I have only driven hybrids as my personal daily driver car for my entire driving career. But you want that because engines, especially, gas engines, gain speed. They gain efficiency with speed. So the faster you drive it, right, the more it can work in harmony and function. When you're just letting it idle, that's when you get worse gas mileage. Well, you're going to get no gas mileage because you're not driving, but you know what I mean, like when you're cruising around town. So the highway mileage should go up because your engine is revving faster, working more in sync, and just being more efficient than it usually was, right? If that number is very close, or if not the same, your engine's probably not that appropriately sized for your car, and you should probably look into something different. This Mazda, almost a 10 difference, only 9, between the city and highway. That's great. That's amazing. This is in Dwight, Illinois. Funny, I'm actually watching The Office on the other computer, so that's very interesting. Machine gray metallic on the outside. 2 accidents. Come on, grrr. Why is it doing this to me? I've had issues with this. I think it's just because I'm tired, right, with all this. I did it with a Honda earlier, where, like, I look over the listing, I look over, everything looks great, and then I scroll down, and I'm like, 2 accidents. What? Yeah, and it's suspiciously low for a 67,000 mile. Essentially, just get one with 100,000 miles so you'll be able to afford it. Essentially, yeah. So, yeah, not a bad car at all. If you can find these, they're great. They're very reliable. It'll get you a daily driver. And also, the accidents thing. You should be scared when it says that there's been an accident, but you shouldn't be, like, not at all interested in the vehicle out there. Because there are some people who can properly restore a vehicle to its new, factory settings, right? And there are some people who use, hot glue and twist ties to put the panels back on when the car has frame damage. And that's what or rust. And you don't want that. But this car looks to be put back to cleaned up well. I think this should be fine if you buy it. It's a little bit weird, but other than that, the car looks fine and looks great, and everything looks very uniform and the same. The next car on this list is this Volvo S60. This, I would honestly, it's great. I love Volvo. Not because, there are some car brands, right? Like Porsche and Ferrari. I love Porsche. I love Porsche. Would I ever buy? No. You couldn't pay me enough to buy a Porsche. But I appreciate their styling. Volvo's kind of one of those car companies. Except their cars are decently reliable enough to be worth the price that they're actually asking for them. This is a 2018 And look, leather everywhere. This car is just great. They've always been great. You have your, of course, standard vertical Volvo, see-through. Ooh, where's it going? Remember, when Volvo first came out with this design, I believe it was in the XC70 in 2007 for the debut of the 2008 XC70. And I believe that's when they pioneered this. No, wait. I think it was in 2004 with the S40. And you may wonder, why is this so thin? Nowadays it seems like a gimmick and something stupid. Let me tell you, in 2005, 4, just whatever number, it was in the thousands. It was in the thousands somewhere. That was, crazy. Remember, we had, the Motorola Razr, and that was fun. 2004 came out. Did it? I'm tired. Other than that, the car's very nice. You've got this, chrome. Everything fits together and goes together really well. You can see someone's taking care of it. It's also a Volvo, which means it has to have the rear illumination. One thing that you would find weird is this univent. It's not as unuseful as you think it would be. First of all, the vents are big. Nowadays, you have these, GM vehicles with the really skin-thin ones, on the Equinox beside the, radio and DVD player. They stink. They, only about an inch by an inch, square, is there actually air coming out of. The rest of it is just for decoration. These have they blow a lot of air. And this really helps just get to rear passengers. It's a small car, helps it anyway. And of course you've got your lighting up hazard lights, which I always like. I like it when companies do small things like that. But yeah, great car, again, very nicely styled. This one is officially priced at $10,000. It should be a little bit higher, but remember, average market price, $12,000. You can definitely afford that if you're looking at a vehicle, right, in this price range. Off black, front-wheel drive. Again, 25 to 36, 11 mile per gallon difference. That's how you know your engine is appropriately sized. 101,000 miles, and let me guess, I'm going to look down here and be like, oh, it was crashed twice and flooded 3 times. Accidents or damage? Yes. Okay. Clean car. Buy it 100. Maybe they're just new, but that's a little bit concerning. But yeah, the next car on this list is the Volkswagen IS. You can buy these. This is $14,000 with 75,000 miles, and it is great. Now, you will see there is some wear and tear. It looks like an ice cream maker or something has been sitting in the back here for a very long time. But other than that, it's black. It's nice. And something that people, this entire channel is really about appreciating the underdog cars, right? We don't look at the Ferraris. We don't look at the Porsches of the world. We look at that one 2010 Honda Civic that's been parked under that stupid oak tree forever and is finally being sold on Auto Tempest, right? Those are the cars that we appreciate because, in my opinion, car journalists, a lot of times, I've been reading so many car articles, for car news and everything, and they are just so bizarre in the way that they think, right? When I was, early thousands, around there, when I first started getting into cars, it was the little things, right? If it had air conditioning, locking, automatic locking, a key fob, that much less the locking system that Toyota had where you just keep in your thing and press the button. That was great, and that was new. And nowadays, these car journalists, if you don't have a screen in the car, they're going to scream at you for not having a screen, and I think that's bizarre. I think, Daz and Dave's Survivals, love that. They should do that, except on the third island, they get their least hated car, like a Kia or a Nissan or something. And they should have to drive that and just realize how great modern cars are. Just stop whining about them, right? I've read so many articles about, Toyota's lagging behind. They don't have EVs, much less EVs that are just useless. I'm tired, and when I get tired, I start to ramble. You get my point, right? Amazing car. Is it the F Sport? Is it the F? No, but it's... Is it the F Sport? No, but is it fast enough? Yes, 100%. All the ISs have been fast, right? Like I said, there's kind of this paradox where cars start off like the Mitsubishi Mirage. Remember, this isn't actual, accurate. They start off as a Mitsubishi Mirage. Think Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla. They bump up into think of a 2005 Toyota Corolla. Think like that, skinny, not very much meat on their bones, but it is 4 doors and it has central locking and all the crap that you would actually want on a decent sized car. And then they turn into the Camry, right? They turn into your 2010 Camry, big, puffy. That's kind of the evolution of things. That's what happened with the IS, right? It went from being the rich girl's hatchback, remember? They had a wagon version, the Sport Wagon, that and the TSX. And it kind of became this, sport icon, the ISF. That's kind of what brought the IS to its current fame. So yeah, if you can find one of these, again, the ISF, I think it's a waste of money. Just not bad at all, 14,000. God damn it. Why can't I win here? Why can't I win? Moderate damage. Why are all these crashed? Usually I screen my cars very heavily. Just forgive me. I'm very tired with this. I love the channel. I really want to keep up the channel. But it is just so hard. Anyway, that's what she... It's The Office, right? MPG, city/highway. Again, you can see that number going up by 10. Exactly 10. Again, appropriately sized 4-cylinder engine. I'm guessing 2.5 liters? Doesn't say. Hollywood. Fancy. Anyway, yeah. Great value, good car, multiple owners, accident reported. I'm not going to see the damage report. But other than that, this car looks great. You can find other cars like ISs and stuff in this guy's class, in this guy's age range, that haven't been, flooded or taken to hell or whatever. The next car is the 2017 Volkswagen CC. The CC was weird. It's kind of like the Phaeton. What is this really? Because the CC started off as like a sports coupe. And then it became 4 doors. But it's a saloon, but it's also not a saloon. But it's also not a Passat. And it's also called the CC. Which, if you look at their naming scheme, Jetta, Tiguan, all that. CC, I guess it fits in with the Eos, except that's a Jetta convertible. So I don't know where this fits in, really. And, I think they started, I believe this was on the Passat platform. I believe they started as like a weird, interesting Passat, like 2-door coupe version. And then I believe it just turned into this. Now, this is actually still a very sporty car. I love Volkswagen's wheels. Very nice. I think the black, lug nut protectors are weird, but other than that, the entire car is very, very nice. Very clean, very straight edges. I hope that I don't look at the report. Again, I look at all these cars, right? I look at the price, I look at the thing, I look at the mileage, I look at the history and everything, and it looks fine, usually. Today, one car to the next. Usually, I, put all the cars up, pick on through Auto Tempest for, 10 minutes or something, and then line them all up, and then do the video. Today, and then, that's what I did today. And then I look over the listings before I film to make sure that there's not oh yeah, this one's been driven, a million miles, and it's had odometer rollback, and it was stolen 4 times, But today, I'm just really tired. Again, very nice car. If you can find one of these within your budget, this thing would last forever. $10,000, 82,000 miles. This is a 2017 CC 2.5 liter Sport. So, fun. Again, you can see that MPG going up by about 10. Front wheel drive, black, 2 liter i4 direct injection. So essentially with port fuel injection, it cleans the engine like gasoline. You can wash your hands with it. You'll be dehydrated and you'll need some lotion, but you can wash your hands with it. And it kind of cleans the engine and deposits off the engine in the port. Direct injection, it's more efficient because you can control where the explosion happens and how much and everything, all the crap that the computer does for you to get you the best gas mileage and or performance. But it doesn't clean it, which means you're going to have buildup and you're going to need to clean it. And I don't care what type of Valvoline oil you buy, it's still going to be an issue, no matter what the ad says, right? So, with that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you guys soon.